So this is a quick mod I added to my pedals. I was skeptical of how good it was, so I've got the CSL low top pedals, and I've added that spring, which is the light one. I've also ordered the blue one. Now the blue one is just as hard as this, if not harder, so I don't see a point in actually putting in the blue spring, because it's harder than these elastomers, so you have less movement with the blue spring than elastomers. So with that spring over there, you get good travel pedal, great trail braking, and it just works better than the blue one. I know a lot of YouTubers say have used the blue one, they say that's too soft. It's not too soft because it's softer than the elastomers. So these elastomers here, it's softer than. Also, what I've done is, if you have a look, I don't know if you can see, I'll show you. I've put 2 of the stacks back in above the spring to take up the slack. Another benefit of putting a spring in is the black elastomers eventually crack and fail after repeated use. So now, because of that, I've got two spare ones over here, so I can use these as spares. And also I've ordered a spare spring as well, but I don't think I'll ever be using that. It was only £2, so I paid £5 from China. It took about a couple of weeks to come, so that's that. And these are pretty solid, like fuck. Like they're pretty solid, but look at this fucker here. Oh, fuck, man. Look, that's fucking rock solid. It's got about the same give. So that's literally the same length, and they've got the same compression. And if I apply the same force on this spring here, you little bastard. See, like, so what's the point? I don't see the point of replacing these two with this, because force equals spring constant times distance. This is literally that. So it don't make sense what the YouTubers are saying. Whereas this one here, if I show you the mechanism of how it works, so you go, you press it, and it presses, and then that compresses more, that compresses somewhat, but I've set my brake pressure on 60 kilograms in game. So then when I like lift off, I can get to around 60% brake pressure instinctively. So if you're on iRacing, you can instantly smash the pedals and get to 60%, which is pretty much, on most cars, will be kind of the lock-up threshold, 60-70%. So trail braking in iRacing with this yellow one, I think it's pretty ideal. And then the other thing was, coming off the brakes on from 0 to 10% with this low top pedal, it was just like a mere graze would activate 5 to 10% braking. Now that was so natural, because literally I was not pressing this and the brake would start activating. Because I've put this in and this extra spring, I now have preload on this pedal, so it's actually pushing it away somewhat. And now when I press it, like, the preload takes up the slack and then starts activating low toss, so now I can apply a bit more brake and it works nicer. So I know this is rambling on a bit long, but yeah, well worthwhile. And this wheel here is absolutely bang tidy. I'd give it 10/10.